Good morning, participants. Now we have a session on stress management. Here, stress has become a part of our life. Overcoming it and moving with a positive attitude, and is very important for a better life. Okay. Today we have a wonderful personality here, Sir Dr. Muhammad Anwar sir. Sir completed his MBBS from Kartiya Medical College, Warangal in 1999 and completed MD from Osmania Medical College in 2003. Sir has 22 publications and he guided 6 PG students. And Sir worked as a principal office bearer for organizations like IMA, Indian Medical Association, and Telangana Government Doctors Association also. And Sir is awarded with Best Teacher Award in 2018 at district level. And Sir, every year, Sir encouraging best outgoing EV students by giving award, by giving a textbook thing. Okay. So, welcome you, Sir. We have a wonderful personality here. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much for a nice introduction. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
So, good morning, all the faculty members. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Audible, clearly audible. Yeah. Sir, again it's wrong, sir. Please. Now it's not audible. You are on mute, sir. Once, please.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. Yes, yes, sir. Now it's
Yes.
okay. Go
Thank you.
ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. So, good morning, dear faculty members. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing team, the Dean of Vagdavi College of Engineering, Sharma Garu, and Principal Dr. K. Prakash Garu, and HOD Professor Dr. Janaki Garu, and Dr. Tanvir Jahan. All these organizing team, I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So, I'll go to my presentation. Yeah. So basically, we should know that what we are going to achieve in our life when we are in such a speed of technology is improving. Like in these sessions, previous sessions, we have seen that so many topics were covered based upon deep neural networks or artificial intelligence, unsupervised learning, cluster Q learning, like that. So many and use of Python in what is called is artificial intelligence. So all these technology is upcoming. So this artificial intelligence and machine learning are what we are learning now are really going to boom the world in the coming future. So this technology is going to dictate the terms to entire globe. So and at the same time, it is going to give a lot of job opportunities and career opportunities for all the upcoming younger generation. So when the technology is improving, at the same time we have our own what is called a physiological and psychological issues also to maintain ourselves in a healthy manner. So we, everyone knows the word stress. Everyone discusses about the stress every day in and day out. So everyone knows they give different terminology for this stress, tension, or a pressure, not able to cope up. All these things will be commonly we heard from our colleagues or friends. The word stress was first used by the Seeley in 1956. So if we just like to say technically to define it, it's a pressure experienced by a person in response to life demands. That particular you should remember here is life demands. So life, whether you are in a job or you are not in a job, you are at home or you are a housewife or whatever, you are living means there are some demands. So you have to cope up these demands and lead your life safely, healthy, and happily. So, and one more word I would like to show stress here is in response to your life demands. So, what is your response to these life demands? Life demands are there for everyone, whether you are a child or an adult or male or female, whatever. But there are demands. So, how you respond to these demands is the issue now. So that is definition saying that the person who responds to life demands, how he responds, whether positively or negatively. So this is the definition. Then what is meant by stressors? It is the stimulus which precipitated this stress, right? So word stress can be a internal, like I can feel myself, or it can be influenced by the surroundings, what we call externally. So it can be physical stress, like when we are doing physical work and we feel tired and we feel exhausted. And if you are anemic, then even as little work also you feel little more cumbersome and you are not able to perform. At the same time, it could be environment condition, which will demand you and put you in such a situations that you have to lead your life. Then you have to face these challenges, and of course, the personal thoughts. How do you think about this? For example, one task is given to you, whether you take it in a positive way or a simple way, or you feel very tough. It all depends upon how you think. Stress is nothing but a pressure or a strain from a situation for which we have to adjust, adapt, and we have to develop our own some skills or some techniques or some management protocols to cope up this stress. So stress is called 20th century syndrome. The pic I'm showing here is everyone must have experienced such expressions or feelings in your lifestyle from the beginning of your life or even day to day life. So, stress is the one condition where it is not limited to age, it is not limited to gender. Anyone can have stress at any point of time. So some people feel every day is a stressful life. Some people feel once in a while a stress in life. And when it stress is also decided by the time, place, situation, like because that is the environment which is creating. For example, I'm talking to you like this year, where your HOD calls you and tells you that go and do this task, and she may ask you why didn't you did not why could not you complete your task. If he or she speaks in cabin or a chamber, you don't feel much because it is only between you two people. Or if your HOD scolds in front of all faculty or students, you take it in a different sense, is it not? So it is all depends upon time, place, and situation. The same sentence it affects you in a different manner, and your thinking or your response to that question will differ depending upon the place and situation. So this stress is called 20th century syndrome. So everyone will have this stress because of the workload or the pressures or whatever your daily day to day tasks. So can we put a question like, can we really live without a stress? Can we? Shall we try? So let's see what our all the participants in this session are above the 30 or 40 years plus. So if you can you go back to your olden days where we used to live in a joint family like grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, and cousins. We used to live together, and we used to have a one family head, Big B, to whom we have to follow him and we have to listen his words. So whenever the issue comes of decision, he will take some decision in the interest of family. Then entire family members used to follow it, right? And then we have a lot of time to spend with our own family members and friends. And usually one person will be earning, or two persons or three persons will be earning, but rest of the people are working and taking care in the family. They don't have a much expectations at that time to like going to America or doing a higher software company job or getting a car or a house, nice house or not a villa. Like that, no such much expectations at that time. And then whenever used to compare what we are having, what those are having, that fellow is very rich. That fellow has got a car. I don't have a car. So such things was not there. They used to live in their own lifestyle. Whatever the God has given to me, I have to live with it. That's what they're feeling, and they never used to feel competition. And at that time, they used to have either satisfied, comfortable life, or sometimes to some extent, the head of the family or the leading person used to have compromised lifestyle because to satisfy their kids, to meet their children's requirements, they used to compromise, and they used to have a lot of time to spend with friends, relatives, and grandparents, right? So at that time, technology is not much developed. There was no mobile phones or televisions or this technology. They used to hardly has to have that radio, or they used to have some village gatherings and singing competitions locally. And above all these things, I would like to stress upon here that they used to have ethical values. They used to feel dharma and dana, or what is called is the fear of God is there. They used to believe that one person is sitting on the top he is watching me. Even if all the people in my society are not watching, that one person is watching me. I should not do mistake. If I do, then I have to go and pray or say sorry to him. And never used to ditch anyone, never used to do financial damage to anyone. So they used to have ethical values and fear of God. So I don't say that they don't have a stress, but definitely I can say that when compared to present trend and present situations, they have definitely less stress. But now coming to the present days, what we are having, we are living in a small families or a nuclear families, what we call, and we take our decisions on our own instead of asking to your father or a grandfather. We thinking that he doesn't know anything. He's old man. He's of old generation. Now I will take the decision depending upon this. So we are very busy in a nowadays life. Morning we have to get up and do our job, and everyone has to earn in a present scenario. Once you reach 20 or 25, you have to get a job and earn because you don't want to depend on anyone. You have to earn your money. You want to spend your money. You have every right on your money. So you don't want to beg money from your parents or your colleagues or anyone. So now everyone want to earn, because why they want to earn? They would like to have a nice iPhone in their hand and a good beautiful house and a good car. So all these expectations are more, and with these expectations they want to earn. So single person's earning is not sufficient to meet our expectations in this real life nowadays, right? And we most of the times we compare ourselves, like what my colleague is doing, how many publications he has got, how much salary he is getting, or how he is becoming close to my HOD or my boss. All these things will have in our mind. And from the childhood onwards, we have been trained in a convent schools. When you join in the convent schools, there a play school or a what is called kindergarten, every aspect we feel them competition. Being a parent, to get an admission in a school, to in a good school, a high standard school, we wanted to send my child. So if I get a seat, then I feel good. My child got admission. So, but somebody didn't get the seat in other school. So we feel competition to get our child to admission into a good school. And not only that, my child should come first. My child should get good marks, and he should get a medal or a presentation or a success, like that. Every school, funny part is, even kindergarten schools, the school names are itself is a different. International schools, IIT foundation schools, like this they are putting. Why they are just doing the marketing? And we believe that our child, if it may join in an IIT based school or foundation school, then my child will learn more mathematics and he'll become engineering and he'll get a seat in IIT. Similarly, some biology schools also science based, like IAS coaching. All these things, we, being a parents, we think that if my child is got admission into that, he will get seat and he will join. Of course, nothing is wrong to have a positive attitude and a positive expectation and from your child, but putting targets and expectations are leading to stress upon students as well as stress upon us. And nowadays, we don't mingle with the friends because we don't have a time to go to my friend's house. Olden days, what we used to do whenever we get 2 or 4 days of holidays, first thought what we get in mind is go to my grandparents' house, village, where I can spend, go to my village, spend time with my friends and relatives on all. Now, we don't get any time. We hardly get a little time on which we'll put a message, or once in a week or once in a month we may call our friends. So most of the friends, we tomorrow nowadays morning, once you get up, you open the WhatsApp, you check the Facebook or Snapchat, or see who is there, what their comments and how they are commenting. See, this is what called is online friends. There is no regular close friends. If at all there, they are there. But once you call them, then only they can call and listen to you, or they can come meet you. But not regular meeting with friends. And what has replaced these friends? High technology, mobiles, social media. They have entered into our life like anything. Everywhere, the technology has entered, and you lost your privacy. Mobile is there, everyone can record your chatting, or even mobiles are entered into bedrooms where there is no privacy, right? Social media is doing everything. Every pics are posted in the social media. Everyone will open to comment whether good or wrong, and particularly politics. So all these technology and social media and these competitive aspects and high expectations, above all these things, we are not having ethics as we used to have by our elders. right? So by this present scenario of life, we have to be in a competitive life. We have to go in a running race. Race is unavoidable. Then we have to be in that, and to prove ourselves that to reach that first place, second place, third place, and we got a some psychological feeling that if I get a first place, yes, I got something. Even if you are not ready to accept third place or fourth place. So no one can get, everyone cannot get a first place. There is nothing wrong to be in a 10th place or 20th place, but our mindset has been changed and modified or modulated to such a state that I should be first, I should be on top. This is what happening nowadays. This is we're struggling now. So my question is, can we really live without stress? No, I can say that stress is unavoidable, and you have to accept it. Then only you can learn about it, how to manage it. So my straightforward point is, stress is unavoidable in a present scenario. You have to accept it, and now your job is to learn how to manage, right? There is only person without stress is a dead person, said by Hans Selye, the father of stress research. So as you are living means you are a living person means you have to face the stress. Now the technology has improved. But see, he is using GPS to guide himself to bathroom. So technology is definitely needed. But what the point I wanted to tell from this slide is, you should not depend on only technology. Technology should help you to go further and improve yourself and to reach the highest targets. Right nowadays, what we are doing is we are reaching the going on to Mars, and we are using artificial intelligence and so many technology we are using, but we should not depend to such an extent. Now everyone knows that in every house it's a common problem that children are very much addicted to mobile phones. The biggest stress the planet has faced recently is COVID pandemic. Entire world is stressed up. Entire world is totally disturbed. Their lifestyles, their schools, education, jobs, everything was disturbed. That is the biggest stress we faced throughout the world. Now slowly we are, by God's grace, we are coming up out of that. Hope we'll do well. Now the stress, when I discuss about the stress, there are two issues. One is a person and environment. These are the two key points to understand about the stress. So environment anyway, it is made up of society, common friends, or unknown persons. But first, I would like to tell you that look at yourself. Like most other people will be talking to yourself and seeing yourself in a mirror and encouraging yourself that yes, today I have this job to do, I will do. But now what I'm telling here is, you just sit in the balcony and look at you, look at yourself and your brain. Human body is made up of millions and millions of cells which are controlled by organs, and of the organ there are certain vital organs, like you say heart, brain, kidney. All the vital organs are very important, they are doing a vital job. But what is the difference between other vital organs when compared to the brain? The brain is a vital organ. The kidney or heart will not control the brain, but whereas brain, though it has to do all its functions, in addition to that it has to control the other vital organs. So now see this picture. Brain, it has got so many functions. It has to control the body physiological, metabolism has to be maintained, and in addition to that, the brain has to think about so many issues about either your children, your income, your job, your relatives, your functions, your finances, your loans, and your age, your health. Like this, the brain has to think about so many things in addition to your reading, learning, memory, recollection, reproduction, all these things. In addition to all these things, your brain has to think about this. And nowadays computers and artificial intelligence is copying our human brain to use in terms of computer. But the difference here, what I want to tell you is, the computers cannot give you emotional values, emotional feelings, or emotional control is not able to done by the this, what is called is artificial intelligence or machine learning. Now see this picture. What's happening on the right side? This is olden generation where they used to have a lot of space and greenery, and they used to go out, sit there, talk to the colleagues or friends. They used to enjoy. They used to go for fishing. They used to listen music, right? Whereas on the left side, now the present generation, what we have created is we have created walls around ourselves, the concrete walls in which we are sitting. I'm talking about the brain, not the physical concrete walls. So we have created our own what is called a four walls room, and we are living in that. We are not looking at the world. We are not looking at the nature. We are not enjoying the nature. Hardly whenever we get a weekend or holidays, then we are going to resort or somewhere and we are trying to enjoy. But regular days, we are in concrete jungle, and our mindset also in the same way. We are limited to our own issues, our own problems. We are not concerned about others. The human is changed, evolved, but what is happening here is human is more isolating himself. He will be connected to all the people on social networks, but he is no way connected to the neighbor. We don't even know the name of the neighbor and what he is doing, where he works. We don't know, and we don't attend his functions, and he won't attend our functions. So there is no social relations and maintenance of the social conditions. Now the brain functions, all the neural networks are there. These neural networks are connected to synapses. These synapses are activated or react to the chemical substances called acetylcholine or like that. These hormones and chemical receptors act on the brain. Either they will activate and do some mechanism. So whenever there is these chemical substances are there, for example, if I name some hormones, everyone knows that epinephrine, sorry, adrenaline. Whenever you are anger, the adrenaline is more released and you become more anger. Like that, cortisol, dopamine, and serotonin. So these hormones will affect the neural networks and their synapses, and your behavior will change. Just let's take an example of alcoholic person. Normal, he is fine, but he consumes more alcohol, his behavior differs, right? In the same way, when these chemical substances or hormones acting on a brain, then your brain's emotions will change. You may be happy, you may be sad, you may be aggressive, like that. So all these are maintained or modulated by the receptors. Now, when you know this brain is so much of stressed up with regular work and extra responsibility and surrounding, now what you need to know is when to repair, or you have to restructure your brain. No one is coming to your going to repair your brain. You have to understand your brain. You have to speak to yourself. You have to correct yourself. You have to manage yourself. And when you are controlling about yourself, then you can think about others also, helping our friends or our kids. See, the basically stress has coming up from the day of birth to till our age. Now we have to help the others. First, control yourself, then socialize and help our friends and kids. Now we have to accept that we have so many schools to teach you how to read and how to write. They give a teaching education values and the ethical values, but there are no schools where no will to teach or to how to lead the life and how to face the life whenever problems, how to handle it. No one teaches in the schools or colleges. But nowadays the colleges have got some counselors and motivators to handle the people or the students who are being stressed up and don't know how to handle. Then some guest lectures will be given by the psychiatrists in some institutions to cope up the situations. How to hack your happy hormones? There are hormones, dopamine, which will released by eating food, achieving goal, and completing task. So when you complete this, then the dopamine will release and you feel comfortable. Similarly, serotonin, when we'll go to the expose to the sun, mingle with the nature, and enjoying the nature, the serotonin will release and you feel your mood is very comfortable and stabilized and feel elevated, right? And sometimes you are feeling stressed up and pain. So natural painkillers like exercise, listening to music, or watching a movie and laughing with the friends. So this will release all your pain. You feel pain is released, little bit comfortable, and you can sleep well, right? So these are called hormones, which will be controlling your mood and brain functions. Types of stress. One is called distress. This is over or excess of adaptive demands. The stress is due to the excessive of adaptive demands placed upon us. The demands are so heavy that we cannot handle them and we get stressed up. See in the picture that so many jobs are assigned to her. You can take a housewife, particularly when she has to handle the kind of kids, a husband, or grandparents, and health issues, everything she has to manage, then it is difficult. Similarly, bosses or the colleagues are giving different responsibilities. You may feel overstressed and difficult to cope up the situation. Use stress or a positive stress. This is the optimal amount of stress, which helps you to promote your health and to get motivated and reach your goal. This is called positive stress or use stress. Like for example, your boss has called you and said that yesterday you did a wonderful job. Then you feel very much excited and you feel happy and you will be doing more job to get to impress him well and to get a good name like this. Good job, well done. All these encouragement will make the person to release the stress and improve his performance. Stress is good, actually. We can say that definitely stress is good. But the issue is whether you are able to tolerate or not. The tolerance matters. See this picture, the stress is low here and high here, and your performance will go high. The low stress, for example, on Sunday, every day you may get up at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, but on Sunday you don't like to get up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock because there is no motivation. There is no feeling of going to either in college or a hospital or a job or office like that. So you sleep. So there is no productive activity. You become lazy. You become less involvement in your activities. So once the stress levels are increased to little bit, then you become alert. And if the stress is at the medium or what is called is optimum, you will be able to perform well. So every person needs some stress to leave that laziness and to become active, right? But at the same time, if the stress is more or you are not able to cope up or beyond your limit, then you will get disappointed, depressed, or you may get anxiety. How to handle this, you don't know, and your performance will be poor in this area. So stress is good, provided it should be optimal. It should not be less or it should not be more. And who has to go? Who is going to decide this? Whether it's good or not, or how much stress is optimal for me, or how much is going to be loaded for me. So now you have to know about yourself. So in this world, every person has got his own capabilities or unique perceptions. Everyone is different. They have unique perceptions and unique reactions. How you react to each task is different from one person to the other person, right? So I can say that there is no single level of stress that is optimal for all people. Now you have to think that some you need some stress to reach the target, but how much you can cope up, where you are crossing the limit, that has to be decided by yourself. So you have to understand that there is no specific optimal stress for anyone. Common factor is not there. Some are more sensitive. If I scold you in front of some friend, then if you are more sensitive, you start crying, right? Or some people are not able to cope up with the pressure and they leave the job, they quit the job, like that. Some people are very sensitive. That depends upon how you brought up and which circumstances you brought up. Since your childhood, your teachers or your parents, how they treated you, how you are trained you. That is why we like to train in a good schools, which will train you, teach you the stress will be there and how to manage it. It all depends upon the sensitive people are sensitive because they are grown up in a such particular situations, or they have faced some what is called is horror or situations, then they become timid. Most of the stress what we experience is self-generated. We create stress and we feel sad for it and we feel bad for it, right? So whenever a task is given or one job is given to you, just think of yourself whether the job is threatening you or it is causing some stimulation. Like if I do this job, I'll get a good impression, I may get a promotion, right? Or this task is giving any encouragement or discouragement. If I do more, then I may be paid more, right? I like that. Whether it is the same task, but it is only your thinking aspect, your perception is changed. You will take in a encouraging manner or discouraging manner, or you take the task or you do the work with happiness or by suffering. So it is all your mind or your brain saying that what to do, how to do. So it all depends upon how we perceive ourselves. When some task is given, everyone responds in a different way. Some people will feel that yes, I got an opportunity, I should not tell anyone, I have to do this. But some people is, why this fellow has given this job to me? Why only for me? Like this. So our perception differs. First of all, you have to know that we create most of our upsets. Then this is the first step. We are creating our own stress. So try to avoid stress, or when you're creating, try to put it in optimal level and try to reach your goal. That will be the best option. Types of stressors. Physiological stressor like chemical substances, or some physical like injury or hormonal fluctuations, particularly in females, hormonal fluctuations during menstrual cycle, or some situations where the because of the hormonal fluctuations, they become exhausted, they become tired, their mood fluctuations will be there. But the family members will not understand that. They say that, why are you getting irritated? Why are you not able to cook? Why you are not able to do all the jobs? She's also a human being. She's also sick. She also needs some rest, right? So the hormonal influences will be affected on female's brain, but the family members doesn't know that what's happening. So then will be some issue of quarreling and frustrations, aggressions will come out. And somebody has infections and nutritional imbalances or immunity issues, definitely you'll get risk of infection and you may be stressed up. Psychological stressors. When some task is given to you, when some accident has happened in a family, the person who was hit or the person who suffered, both families will suffer with the accident. Stressful experience in family members. Somebody is having some problems in family, or somebody is very aggressive in the family. They could not control that person. And particularly watching a TV or a social media, crime serials, sorry, violence or horror movies, particularly Big Boss. I don't know how people like this Big Boss, but what we are teaching, whether can you see this Big Boss program with your teenage what's your son, kids or your grandparents? No. What we are doing is we are putting all 10 people in a room, and with the CC cameras we are monitoring what is their behavior. I don't know what fun and what of so much of privacy and freedom is given. It gives wrong education to the children. It will affect on children's attitude and behavior. So developmental activities and sudden changes like financial loss or political loss or a job loss or sudden new technology has come. You learn so many things, but some technology has changed. You had to change your mobile. So like that, sudden changes will also cause stress. From where we get a stress? It can be internal or external. Internal means within your person because of illness or depression or your feeling. External means from workplace or a boss or financial problems or if you are a poor, like that. Developmental means you as you grow up, since you're going in a childhood, we go to school. When you grow up, you go to college, and you're getting a marriage. Whether you get a spouse, good spouse, whether her what is her mentality, whether she'll adjust with me or adjust with my family members, and we'll get a kids or not, like that. So many issues will be there in a developmental, and the responsibilities and property disputes will be there. And situational, unpredictable, suddenly it happens at any time. It could have a positive impact or a negative impact, right? Like similar, so for example, an accident or failure in exam, or not getting a job in a college or any institution. So it gives a stress up, right? Or suddenly suddenly your salary has been hiked. Oh, you feel very positive, right? Now let us see that how we get the stress at work. Everyone is experiencing that your institution's head and HODs will have some tasks to fulfill those tasks. They divide the work and give it to them. And what they see, who can do better. So for that person only, they'll give more job. Take it in a positive way. But if you don't take it in a positive way, you will be getting stress. So what happens at work? To meet our demands of the job, your relations with colleagues, and you have to control your subordinate staff, and you have to train the newer colleagues or staff and to extract work from them, and you have to support and receive from the boss you are getting or your HOD to meet your deadlines, whatever the tasks are given, and to give new results. Like you have learned some, for example, artificial intelligence or machine learning or new technology you are learning, and you have to implement it. to produce a new publications, particularly in a teaching institutions where your career will depend upon the publications. And of course, even working on holidays and extra hours, this is boring and it will definitely stress up. Of course, at home, everyone feels that working, staying at home is very cool. But somebody is sick in family or some issue with the family members, and even everyone is suffering with children's disobedience. You expect your child to do this, but child will do in a different way. You won't accept it, and you want your child to become topper in the school or get a good marks, but he may get third rank or fifth rank. You will get disappointed, right? And in a family, marriage of a family person, it could be a brother or sister or a son or daughter, and family functions. It's a big responsibility to organize a function nowadays. Previously, marriages used to happen for 1 week like that, but nowadays just what is the plastic smiles and relations are limited to 1 hour. Just attend the marriage, just greet them and come back. Do your job, right? And another thing in family is to get a pregnancy is a problem, or if you don't get a pregnancy is also a problem. Infertility is a problem, and the divorces. Nowadays, the relations are very sensitive, and compromise adjustments are less when compared to the older generations. So, incidents of divorces are increasing. So, it is a lifelong stress. Both man or woman or their kids, it's a stress for everyone. And not having enough money to meet your regular day-to-day expenses and expectations, property disputes. Now, after knowing all these things, stress will be there, right? So, what to do? Whether to accept it or just go away or run away from it. So, we have to decide in our life, day-to-day life, your family life, or professional life, whatever. There will be stress. There will be tough tasks will be there. Now, we have to face or run away. Best thing is face it, but in a controlled manner. How long you are going to run away? Even if you run away today, tomorrow you have to face it, or day after tomorrow, like that. So you have to face it. Don't run away from your stress. The thing is, instead of running away, you see the stress levels and try to reduce the stress level, slowly increase it, and reach your target. The best thing is fight it out. Let us make a confident decision that we will face the stress, we will improve, and I will take the load, I'll do better. So let's fight it out. So what are the indicators? Physical indicators like sweating, heart rate increasing, increased blood pressure, and dry mouth. All these are physiological indicators. Psychological indicators, like some people they are irritating in the morning itself. We can say that why are you angry? Yes, because of stress. Some people are anxious, and some people are in fear, and some people are depression. All these are psychological indicators. And we feel that suddenly ask you that what happened today? You are smiling, you are laughing, you are very happy today. What happened today? Like that, some people happy, some people anger. These are all psychological behavior or indicators of stress. Cognitive indicators, like if you have a stress or a problem, the task is given to you. This is cognitive. Cognitive means how your brain thinks to handle a problem. First, one option is problem solving. You assess the situation, analyze the problem, and choose the alternative to carry out that problem. So this is one way, one method you apply. Or else other method what you apply is you arrange it, alternate arrangement or manipulation of the situation, right? You escape from that. So this is another method of facing the stress. Then self-control. We are timid and we are not able to manage the stress, but we put a facial expression so that a sense of we have a good control, and we will be what is called is we are threatened from inside, but our facial expression will be nice. I am okay. I'm fine. I can do it. Yeah, yeah. I can manage like that, right? Sometimes suppression. You get suppressed because of that task is given to you. And some people live in the daydreaming. You know your capacities, you know your limitations, but still you would like to have a good task. Like I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house. Like that, you put a big task and you depress yourself. Right? This is another method people follow. Stress and health problems. Why we have to manage the stress? 80% of the diseases they arise from the stress. So where is the stress? On the day one of your birth, you are under stress. Either do this or do that, whatever. So this stress is there throughout your life. So it is causing a cumulative damage to your health. Either heart problems, asthma, hypertension, brain stroke, or migraine, like that, depression, psychological issues. So all these health issues will come because of the stress only. So if you are if you know how to handle the stress, if you know how to manage the stress, you can prevent all these diseases. But it is not a single day's issue. You have to do it in a long-term pattern, long-term manner. Then only you are able to control all these things. Otherwise, every 50, above 50 years person, one of these diseases they will have. Why they are having all these diseases? Because they don't know what is stress. They have not handled it properly. They are not able to cope up the situation, and the responsibilities and stress they landed into these issues. So coming to our relations, if you want to be healthy, you have to control your stress. Stress management is one of the keys to keep yourself happy, healthy, and successful life to lead in this modern society. When we manage well, stress can increase the productivity. Is it not? When we are able to find control our stress, then we can sit and work, and our production will improve. The first problem is you have to recognize the problem. Where is the problem? You have to understand, you have to appreciate it. Recognize the sources of negative stress. I told you, a positive stress and negative stress. Positive stress will encourage you and motivate you to do the task, whereas negative stress will not allow you to go further. It will stagnate you there, and you'll stop thinking about the problem, and you will not able to perform it. So you have to understand what is the source of negative stress, right? Stress or a stressor. So it is not the stress that kills us. Remember that. It is not the stress that kills us. It is our reaction to it. How we react to it is more important. The perception and reaction to it is matter. So first you should have awareness about the stress, what causes stress, and how do you react, right? So we have to see what is causing. You are stressed up today, you are tired. So what made you to be stressed up, and how you are reacted to it. The second thing is you have to balance. How much can you cope up with it? For example, if I put 20 kgs bag on your head, you are able to lift it. If I put you 80 kgs bag on your head, can you? No. So what should we do? So you have to reduce the weight. Then first you start from 20 to 30 kgs, 30 to 35 kgs, like that. If you slowly improve it and make up your mind that my weight on my head is going to be increased, I have to bear it, I have to tolerate it, I have to lift it. So like that, if you make up your mind or balance that I'm going to face it, then you can able to handle the situation, right? So how much you can cope with it up before it becomes negative, that you should know. That is what we call it as balance. Third one is control. What can you do to help yourself to combat with the stress effect? How can I control this stress? So these awareness, balance, and control, the key factors to know about the stress and handle it. Management of stress. How? So first of all, what we have to do is avoid stress as long as possible. Avoid stress, but you cannot make it zero. Without stress, you cannot live, and you cannot survive. You cannot perform, and you cannot reach the success. So you cannot totally avoid zero, I mean stress to zero level, but there will be some stress will be there. You have to accept the stress, right? Then once you accept it, you try to alter it, whether you will be able to face it or you will to perform it, then it's okay. Otherwise, you alter it and make yourself to adapt, adapt to the situation, right? So this either avoid, then once you they will be there, the stress is there, then try to alter it, accept it, and adapt it. All these are very key factors to understand the stress and how to handle. If you know all these factors are implemented, then only you can handle the stress in a better way. There is only one way to happiness. Stop worrying about things you cannot control. This is everyone will tell you, whether your boss, colleague, friend, whenever you are worried, you are depressed, everyone says that don't worry, you will be fine, everything will be fine. It will morally support you. But is that going to be so easy to handle? No. Everyone will tell you that no problem, don't worry, tomorrow everything will be fine. You will recover from this, and don't worry about kids, don't worry about your financial problems, or don't worry about family disputes or property disputes. Everyone will tell you, but it is your mind or your brain has to know it, has to do it. Telling is very easy, but doing is very difficult. So don't think that by just saying that you can do, you can manage, be, sorry, be happy, enjoy life. That is very easy, but you have to do it. So all this has to be done by balance is done by your mind. So you have to strengthen your mind. You have to make your brain a strong and competent, confident area where you can able to balance. So balance is very very important. Don't think that just saying be happy, enjoy life. That is not sufficient. It's a difficult one. Doing is the most important work. Stress management. Now, what you have to do? You have to change your thinking, change the way you look at the things in order to feel better. If I give a task of lifting a 40 kgs weight, in the beginning itself, you think that, oh, I can't lift the 40 kgs. Then you are gone. You say that, okay, let's try whether I will able to do it or not. Like that. If you prepare your mind, feel it better and try it, give an attempt. If you're not able to do it, then you can change it. Right. So first change your thinking. Thinking positively, think positively is this. You have to understand and change the way of thinking. And second thing is change your behavior. We always, whenever some task is given, like for example, I told you lift the 40 kgs weight. You think that, oh, how can I lift? I'm not so strong. My hand, my muscles are not so strong. I may not be able to do it. So change your behavior. Focus on strength and look for opportunities. If you lift the 40 kgs, then you will be praised by your friends, your colleagues, and your surrounding people, and they say that you are a strong man. Like that. If you do it, you will get a good opportunity. Right? So change your thinking, change your behavior. And upmost part is change your lifestyle. How to lead the life, how to enjoy the life. You plan and think and implement it. That is change of your lifestyle. The modern technology, modern lifestyle has so many issues and so many tasks at a single point of time. You have to manage multitasking personality. You have to control all these things. So nowadays, the important thing is time management. How to manage all the things has to be done in a day. How? So I make a list of that. What must be done or what should be done. Then cut out time wasting. Where we are wasting time, what is you prioritize them. Which is more important, which is less important. Like that, you make it a list, and depending upon the priority, you try to manage the timing. Learn to drop unimportant things or unnecessary things. You have to delete it so that you can save time and you can able to perform well. You try to live in a day, don't live in a future. Plan that I want to do this, I want to get this. If you are planning more and more, thinking about more, that more thinking lead to a worry. That worry will disappoint you, or your expectations may not reach, and you will definitely get disappointed. So plan your day, set achievable goals, and don't waste time on making excuses. Don't excuse it. Don't try to find a reason that I cannot do this because of this one, because of that fellow has disturbed, or because of my I got a phone call. Don't get excuses. Focus on your goals and plan it and execute it. Here, the ventilation is one word very important. Ventilation means a problem shared to a friend or a colleague or a brother or a sister. So this is called ventilation. Once you share the problem is halved. Like I told you, if you want to lift the 40 kgs weight, just talk to your friend, close friend, saying that I wanted to lift the 40 kgs weight. Do you think that can I do? Then they will say, yes, why not? You try, you do, you attempt. That is enough to get a confidence, right? Or you have a problem, you are not able to cope up. You talk to your friends. Your problem will be, he will be speaking some sympathetically, and empathy will be there, and you feel relief, right? This is called ventilation. Diversion and distraction. Whenever you feel more stress is there, more problem is there, repeatedly you are thinking about the same issue. That is nothing but more thinking more is leading to worry. So you have to distract and divert yourself. Get away from the things that are bothering you and doesn't solve the problem, but it will reduce the stress, right? And this diversion will make you calm down, think logically. Once you distract the problem, then sit, then speak to yourself whether able to do it or not, how to do it. If I'm not able to do it, then shall I do it tomorrow, or shall I get some time, or shall I get help from some my colleague? Like that, right? You will get a time. Once you divert and distract, you will get a time to think over. Then stress management, the part is other alternatives. The problem is, whenever we feel depressed, we won't share it to anyone. You won't tell because they think that this fellow is inefficient, yeah, incompetent, and they said this fellow cannot do this, like that. The society will treat you like you are weak person, you are a timid person. So we don't want to share our problems. So whenever there is a health issues of mental health issues or particular depression or anxiety, don't feel shy or guilty to share it with your friends or close friends or your parents or your spouse. Tell them that I'm feeling like this. Then at least they'll understand you and they will help you out, right? Or we can take a other methodologies like getting a counseling from a counselor, or if you need it, use psychotherapist or you can take a consultation from a psychiatrist or medical support by means of some tablets or some medication. And more important is your family members must support and give moral support. Particularly, somebody has one death in a family, and our relatives will come and give some moral support and encourage you. It's okay. Everyone has to pass out. Then it happened. Don't worry. So that emotional and moral support from the family members is very much needed to avoid the stress and to cope up the stress. Of course, everyone knows that meditation and yoga are also well known for relieving, well known methods to get relief from the stress. So what we wanted to do, what we have to change our lifestyle, how to cope up this, basically emotional and physical changes. What we have to do, laughing is very important. Look at this innocent face with a full smiling face. So laughing is very important, right? So it lowers the blood pressure. It reduces the stress hormones. I told you that dopamine, epinephrine, these levels will be reduced and you feel comfortable. It releases endorphins. It produces a sense of well-being. See, happy people are really happy that by looking at them, everyone will feel very positive atmosphere in and around you, right? So keep laughing or keep smiling. And the other method what we follow the stress management is autogenic training. That is very old method developed by the German scientist Skulge. He practices 3 sessions in a day, every 10 minutes or 15 minutes of each session. He says that I'm at peace, I'm cool, I can do, I can manage these. Like that, you have to speak to yourself, prepare mentally yourself, and if you practice this, you will get little confidence and you will be able to handle the stress. That is old method. And how to get distractions. When you are stressed up, you wanted to distract it or deviate from that. The best part is getting a hobby, either games or some painting, cooking, or some drawing, or some gardening in the if you have open space with you. So all these things will definitely, if you involve into these hobbies, you will can distract from the stressing factors or stress situations. Definitely, you can improve on these. Of course, everyone knows meditation nowadays. So many institutions or places have come to give a coaching and how to do the meditation. How can we handle? They train you. They tell you. It's meditation is a holistic discipline where an individual sits and is try to control his mind, and it is subjective whether you get release or not. It's your personal experience. But when you do it with heart and relax, close your eyes and focus on your breathing, definitely you are nothing but you are deviating from the stress factors. You're sitting and thinking about you and you're taking breathing, right? So this meditation is also one of the well-known method to release from the get relief from the stress. So the deep breathing. Deep breathing is normally we breathe, but deep breathing matters. So deep breathing means it is marked by expansion of your abdomen rather than chest. So you have to take full breath, then it is called deep breathing. Several negative breaths followed by equal number of positive breaths. This is another method. We usually it's a part of yoga or something we do. Negative breathing means you have to exhale the air and hold the breath. Or positive breathing means inhale the breath, take the air and hold the breath. So that makes more oxygen supply and more energy to the cells. Like that, this breathing will definitely improve. That is what I say. Deep breathing is important, and holding the breath for some time will definitely have impact. Right? See this. We advise persons who are anxiety or depression. These people we advise them to have a breathing exercises. You can see the disappointed person will be sitting ideally alone, calm, and not talking to anyone. He'll be taking shallow breathings like this. If you take a deep breathings, definitely your body language will change, and your deep breaths may help you and give little more confidence to yourself, and you will be able to concentrate, or you are able to perform more. Yoga Nidra, nootropics, and some relaxation techniques. Every some people feel relaxation by playing games. Some people relax by listening to music. Some people get relaxed by sleeping. So it's all different methods are there, right? And another method is called fractional relaxation. This is like releasing the muscle tension in one small part of the body at a time. So one part like that. Every part will be getting relaxed, particularly in musculoskeletal system, muscle system, right? So there are different methods to manage the stress. Some people exercise, some people hobby, some people do yoga, some people listen music. So all these are different methods. But which method is more suitable and which method will give good outcome? There is nothing like that. So many studies have been done, but there is no clear cut scale to say that this method is this much useful or this method is not much useful. There is no such scale so far, right? So you can adapt anything, any part, whichever you feel like, but you have to spend some time for yourself, speak to yourself, understand the stress, and whenever you feel stressed up, try to get deviate yourself or distract yourself from stress and do whatever all these activities. So some, talking to friend on a phone or meeting a friend. Just go to your friend's house, speak to him, spend time for half an hour, 1 hour. It gives a lot of relaxation. And do meditation or listening to the music or doing breathing exercises or like a physical activity. I stress upon physical activity because in a body there are millions and millions of cells are there. So they need energy. We eat so much of food. We just gulp and forget about it. But once the food has entered into body after digestion, whether that food has to go for energy or whether that food has to go to storage or fat, who will decide? That is the stress. If you are doing physical activity, body will, whatever the food you are taking, that will be converted into energy source, and that will be used for energy. If you are not doing any physical activity, then what is happening? You are become obese, and whatever the food you are taking, it will not be used. It will used for the energy, but excess energy, whatever there, it will be converted into storage or a fat. Then it leading to the other issues or other health problems, right? So your proper nutrition is also very important. What you are eating, how much you are eating, whether all vitamins, minerals, and fiber, all these are there, or proteins or carbohydrates are there or not. You have to balance your food. Eating is everyone eats, but eating proper food or balanced diet is very important. Now, I'll tell you some few slides from A to Z at what to do, what not to do. This is not a medical subject, but always try to feel that take time for yourself. Talk to yourself. Spend time for yourself. At least 30 minutes a day. What I am, what did I do, whether I did well, whether I would able to do it, or some things we have not done, or some negative things also. Somehow I could not manage it, somehow I could not do it, how to handle myself, how to manage. So many works are there, and whether able to do it or not. So in addition to this, you have to take care of your personal care, like your hair, your dressing. For example, if females are there, nail paints and singing to music, and you have your own choices. You like to enjoy swimming, go to swimming. You like to enjoy listening music, go to listen the music. Like that, take time for yourself for at least 30 minutes a day and relax. Whatever you would like to do, do it, or whatever you would like to plan, plan it, right? So always keep a habit of talking to yourself every day, what you have done, what you want to do, and what you wanted to relax and enjoy. So focus on yourself. Just working for your family members today, tomorrow, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, every day you work for family, then when you are going to working for yourself? So that's a big issue. You have to focus, right? Second thing is, be aware of your own stress, when to step back or when to cool down, right? For example, stress is more, then stop it there and manage it and go further. So always keep yourself calm and stay cool. The problems will come, problems will go, but you have to control yourself. I told you, stress is self created and we have to manage it. If you manage well, you can lead or reach to the success. Concentrate on controlling your situations. Don't worry about what other feels. For example, you are getting a 10,000 salary. It's fine, no problem. Don't worry. Why you compare yourself to the a 30,000 salary person? He may be fortunate to get more. But don't worry about others. You be happy with the 10,000 and spend your daily expenses and save to some money for future and enjoy that life, right? So control your mind, control your situation. Don't compare with others and what they think. Whenever we go to functions, we want to wear good dress and all that. We want to look good. Fine, it's good, but don't cross the limits. Like somebody said that this is not good. Why you come like this? And don't take it personal. What he feels is not your business. What you feel, you wear the dress and you feel happy. That's it. Be happy with it. Don't expect the person to comment about it. Some people give wrong, what is called is false appreciations. You, this dress is nice. You are looking beautiful. All this nonsense. So that is not real. So don't go by them. Just control whether the opposite person what he is saying is not your business. You focus on your business, right? And important thing is D stands for daily exercise for at least half an hour to 1 hour to keep yourself fit, to keep yourself healthy. You should not depend on anyone. If you are depending on anyone, that means they take a upper hand and they will dominate you. They will dictate you. So whatever the age of you are, whether you are 30s or 50s or 60s, do exercise. Keep do your things on your own. Don't depend on somebody to help you, like going to washroom or washing clothes, something like that. So do your job on your own. To do this job, you have to be fit and fine. Physically, you must be fit. Then mentally, you have to be fit. So this is very important. So then eat lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and consume more water. These are healthy, will give you multiple nutritional requirements, and water is very essential. And so eat lots of fresh foods and water. I'm not saying that don't eat non-veg, eat non-veg, but how much you are eating, whether it's required for you or not. So just look into it, analyze it, and consume. You may like sweets, take the sweets, but you have to go for a physical activity like exercise, right? So that is very important. Coming to the emotional supports, forgive others. Don't keep any grudges, whether your brother, friend, relative, whoever it is, they did something wrong to you. Fine, it's okay. It is their behavior, not you. It is their mistake, not yours. So understand the situation and don't keep any grudges in your mind. Have patience and be tolerant. If somebody has took your money and not paid you, you request him and you are not giving, then what is there? Just leave it. Or you have somebody has scolded you. It's their problem, right? So forgive them. Don't keep any grudges, right? Then second thing is gain perspective on things. Is it important or how much important? If you want to do some job or some purchase something, just look into it. Is it required or not? If I take, what happens? If I don't take, what happens? Just like that. That way of thinking has to be changed here. Your perception must be changed. Whether I want to do this task or not. If I want to do, how I can do. Whether I am able to do or not. Like this, you think, analyze, come to a conclusion, then do it. If you feel that is important and needed, right? Then another emotional issue is to have a hugs and kisses. Like your kids need all these things. You have to take them, hug them, touch them, kiss them, and encourage them. Right? Don't afraid to share your feelings. Tell them and be prepared to accept no. If somebody says that this is not looking good for you, it's okay, no problem. Right? So accept the no. You know what you are, you know what you want, and you know what you want to do. So focus on yourself, build up your confidence, and forget about others. Identify stressors and plan to deal them. What are the stressors? I told you the situations, the working place, or house, or outside. What are the stressors? Stressors are there. You just identify them and plan how to cope up with them or deal with them. Right? Judge your own performance. No comparison, please. Don't compare. If you compare, you always compare and you get stressed up. You compare yourself. Yesterday, how was I? Today, how I am. Tomorrow, how I am going to be. Like that. You have to compare yourself, whether I'm improving or not. Then, if I'm not improving, what to do to improve? How I can improve myself? Like that. You have to judge your performance, not others. Don't set goals of out of reach. You definitely need to have a goals. Without goals you cannot go further, and you cannot reach to your successfully life. So you must have goals, but not high end goals, or which are not reachable or not possible, right? Then keep a positive attitude. Always be happy. Tell them that okay, we'll do it. It's okay, no problem. Something gone wrong. Don't take it to heart. Don't feel bad. And you say that it's okay. Sometimes you can feel bad. Sometimes you can cry. Sometimes you can share your problems. But that time should be half an hour, 1 hour, or 1 day. But after that, again, you have to come back. You have to make up your mind, and change your thinking and your body language. Keep smiling. Okay, whatever happens. It has to happen. If it is in your control, you control it. If you are not able to control, it is not your job, right? So keep a positive attitude and spread happiness. Of course, don't consume alcohol, or don't do smoking, right? Money is the biggest problem. Money needs for everyone, for everything. We need money. Money is very important. So everyone is worried about money, because for everything we need money. So you have to manage the money well. Seek an advice from your elders, or some seniors, or senior, what is called your parents or elders. Seek the advice. At least try to save 10% of your earnings in a month, right? That is enough. If you are able to save 20%, 30%, fine. But don't try to save 70% and 80%. That will give you stress, right? Plan your expenses, plan your insurance, plan your health insurance, plan your future expenses. Then, according to that, available income is there. In the income, how you can adjust, how you can plan. Like that, you have to do the money management. That is very important to avoid the stress. Then you have to say no when you are not able to do it. I can't do this. I don't want this. So try to learn no when it is causing stress, when you are not able to do. Just tell them I can't do this. If, for example, if marriage is there, marriage proposal is there, some family proposal is there, then your parents or somebody is insisting. Do you accept? Because you are going to stay with that person for a lifetime. Then when you are not happy, definitely you have to say no, right? That is very important. And if you don't, if your boss is giving extra work, if you are not able to say no, then you are going to stress up. So try to speak up. Tell them that, sir, I cannot do this. I will do tomorrow. So try to learn to use the word no and express it. Don't feel guilt, or any hesitation must be there. It should be clear. And one more thing I would like to tell you is outdoor activities. Be in the nature, spend time with the nature, right? We have to go into the nature with the friends and families and their relations, their emotional support. It gives their biggest stress busters, particularly if you have a kid at home. They are the big stress busters. You can spend time with them, you can forget everything with them, and take them outside, spend time in the open areas, open places, and enjoy with the nature. That will give you a lot of refreshment and boosting to you and your family. It will help you for your career improvement. Play a favorite music. Don't watch this routine television serials or something unless you are very much interested. So, but you try to listen the music, enjoy, and there is no age for the dance. There is nothing like, kids only can dance, elders or older person cannot dance. Dance is a happiness, a sharing, a small movements also makes a lot of sense, right? So always don't feel shy to dance. You play music, dance whatever the way you would like to dance. There is nothing like, you're not dancing in a movie. You are dancing for your own self. So dance whatever the way you like. So, but dance that makes you a physical activity as well as emotional. The hormonal hormones will release will happen, and it will give a big boosting for your next day activity. Quit smoking and quit negative thinking. Quit comparison. Don't compare. This is very very important. Relationships, I would like to stress upon these relations. Everyone in this what is called this guest lecture, the people who are listening to me are almost everyone is married or above 40 years or 35 40 years. So relations are very very important above all things. Relationship with spouse, relationship with kids, relationship with the family. This is very important because they are your part of your life. Spend time with the kids, spend time with your parents, and of course, need to spend time with the spouse. Always keep something in your mind that whenever your kids are talking to you, or whenever your parents or grandparents are talking to you, keep it in mind that listen more, talk less. If you spend time with the kids, you learn so many things: the innocence, the honesty, and the expression of whatever they feel. They won't hide any feelings. They want to cry, they cry, right? Like that. If you want to cry, cry. What is wrong in that? There is nothing like you should not cry by when once you reach 20 years. You have you when you are feeling pain, cry, right? So when you spend time with kids, you learn many things. Being adults, we tell them don't tell lies, don't do this, don't do that. But we do tell lies, we do mistakes. So all these things, whatever mistakes you are doing, you can correct by talking to your kids, by looking at their innocence, their expression, whatever they feel, they express it. Similarly, spend time with very elderly persons, like I mean to say grandparents, or of the same age group, grandparent age group, because whatever the stress you are feeling, you feel that you are feeling a lot of stress. You're doing a lot of compromises, lot of adjustments. But if you speak to your elders or grandparents, if you then they will tell you their scenarios, how they spend their life, how problems they face, how they handle. By looking at their problems, you will know that everyone is having a problem, everyone faced a problem, and they handled in a better way. And definitely you can manage better than them if you listen to their stories, right? So always try to spend time with very young people and very elderly people. That will give you a moral confidence. Hugs, touch, and words of encouragement will definitely build your confidence. And remember, not only you should get a confidence, you should give confidence to other persons like your colleagues or friends or kids. You should always a positive attitude, a positive words, encouragement words must be given to them, right? Important point is like every instrument, whether it's a mobile phone or a computer, whenever some problem is there, you shut it down. Then, then it will work well, right? Similarly, our brain is working 24/7. It is doing so many works. It needs rest. So at least sleep for 8 hours. Sleeping means not sleeping on the bed. You have to sleep tightly, and to get that, you sleep early and get up early. In olden days, our grandparents used to get up at 5 o'clock and do prayer, then start the day. That is our culture. That is what we have seen in our elders. To getting up in the morning, have a bath, then pray, then start your cooking daily activities. But we are not following them. We have foregone and we have ignored them. So best habit still now is sleep early, get up early, and prayer in the morning. That will, like you are talking to your God. You tell your things to God. You request the God to make me healthy, keep me healthy, and you ask the God to give me enough energy to face the problems. That will boost up your energy. That your day will go in a better way. So get up early, pray in the morning. Your day will be definitely going to be better. And treat, like your family, you have to go at least once in a week, a dinner or a movie or outing or some going to some resorts, whatever, depending upon your financial status or your financial position or limitations. You just go out. You need not to go to a five-star hotel or a resort. You can go to just movie, right? So this is very important. And at the same time, talk to yourself, spiritual thinking and following. This will make your mind cool and calm and give you to avoid what is called as aggression or anger, right? Then understand things from opposite person's point of view. We always see our issues. For me, money is important. For me, I want money. For me, I want more money. Like that, I think from my side only. But what about the others? I want to become a first ranker. What about the others? He is also reading, no? So like that, whenever we want something, then think about the other person's point of view. The quarreling or aggression comes whenever there is a misunderstanding. There will be a tussle, right? So always try to understand opposite person's point of view, whether it could be a spouse or your parents or your colleague or a boss, right? Because your boss is giving orders to do this by today evening. Why he is asking? Because his superiors has given instruction to him. Then he has to oblige that. So like that, he's putting stress, pressure on you. Then what you do? You give it to some your junior colleagues, ask them to divide the work and give them, and ask them to do it by evening. What are you doing? You are also giving to stress them, right? So always try to understand the opposite person's situation also, and think from their angle. Then you will be able to understand better, and you can handle better. And before exploding anything or coming to a conclusion that this fellow is good, this fellow is bad, first know the facts. Or this is good, this is wrong, this job is good, this job is wrong, or this much salary is good, this much salary is not good. So don't go by that exploding manner of thinking. Just get information, what you need, what is right. Try to find the facts. Then come to a conclusion. Otherwise, you say that that lady is very bad lady. She is like that. She is like that. Who told you? Why she is behaved like that? Try to understand her situation. Then you will know why she is behaved like that, right? So you have to verify information and try to know the facts before you explore everything. And coming to conclusions, you always worry less. What to do to have a worry less? You should think less. And whatever you're thinking, in a planned way of thinking, positive way of thinking is matters. So try to understand that everything happens for a reason. For our entire planet, and so many planets are controlled by God. The one person is sitting on there, he is controlling all these. So it happens when God wants to do this, he will do it. Whether you love it or not, it will happen, right? You cannot control it. It is not in your hands. When it is not in your hand, why you worry about it? Let it happen, no? Right? So worry less and understand that everything happens for a reason. You intervene only when you can do something. When you are not able to, not in a position to do, involve it or control it, then don't do it. Let it happen, right? So that gives less stress. Yearly goal setting. Plan what you want to achieve. You should set your goals and you should put your targets, and of the plan your priorities regularly. Today's priority may change tomorrow. This month you wanted to have this in a year, but you change the priority. No, no, no. I want next one to first. Like that, you change your priorities regularly, do adjustment, and sometimes you need to compromise. Compromise is not a wrong thing. You are compromising for your peace of mind. You are compromising for betterment of your own future, right? So don't think that compromise, adjustments are wrong things. We should not compromise. Why should I compromise? No, that is a wrong attitude. You are compromising for a good reason. Then you can compromise that you are a good person. You are doing a good thing. Feel in that way, right? And the gist for life is, anyway, if you are going to live for 100 years, you are fortunate and happy person. You are not, you may not go live for 100 years. So whatever the time you are living, you live happily, keep smiling, and be healthy. So keep smiling, live happy and healthy as long as you live. The important point in our Indian scenario is, we always feel that 30, 40, 50 years age, you feel old. Oh, I'm not supposed to do this. I became old. Why I need good dress? Why I need a good phone? Why I need this? So our thinking has made us old. So always what I say is, live young, die young. So be happy, enjoy life. This is what I wanted to convey. Stress is there in every day to life, whether you, me, or everyone faces stress. So don't worry about the stress. Understand the stress, what is causing stress, how it has to be handled, plan yourself, keep you in a good position to handle it and face it. Don't run away from that. Okay. So don't keep high expectations. Just going to do with the flow, and whatever happens will happen. But only thing is, when your role is there, you definitely has to contribute, put your efforts to get the success. Right? When you cannot control anything, don't intervene. Let the things happen. After all, life is very short time. Just enjoy it with your friends, colleagues, family, and all. Right? Thank you so much for patient hearing.
Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the organizers, sorry for the disturbance. On behalf of the organizers and on my own behalf, I thank Dr. Anwar sir for dealing the stress management in a very, very lucid manner. It was so connecting. And if I have to summarize what sir was about to tell, it was that stress is self-created. It's the perception that helps us to handle stress and to deal with it. And your funda that live young and die young is something that is excellent takeaway for all of us. Thank you so much for giving this enlightening and relieving session about stressor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dear participants, we would be breaking for lunch now, and the next session resumes at 2 o'clock. So request you to join back at 2 o'clock. Thank you. Have a sumptuous lunch.